Ah, shit, I forgot my drink. It's right around the corner. I'll get it in a second. I think I like this lighting better. This is kind of a lighting test slash see what happens video. Let me grab my drink though, because we're not going to make it very far without that. So I donated a few prints to a charity, framed prints, today. Apparently they sold. This was one. No, this was not one of them, because I'm holding it in my hand. Wow, the reflection off the monitor is a real son of a bitch. This is one of the prints that I actually printed at home, and it's actually, I hate to say this because I love the company, but it's actually a lot better in color. Doing it this way. Like when I sent it off, ooh, I'm seeing some issues with this. To be printed, it came back so dark. Like, I didn't want to say anything because I really like the company, but when I saw the one that I had printed recently, I could actually see a lot more detail in it. I got some work to do with my lighting and stuff. Maybe I'll just keep sketching, you know what I mean? There's sense in, well, I mean, you know, you gotta work on your weaknesses too. That's something you always have to do. Well, you don't have to. You should. Alright. This is where this is going. I'm going to read you all 450 some odd pages. Morning Star. Also by Jason Oliveira. I'm not even going to go through all of that. I think I read you the acknowledgments. I don't know. Let me read them. The concept for Morning Star digs its roots in many soils. I started writing Morning Star sometime in the fall of '97 with really not much direction except knowing I wanted to write a story of redemption and I wanted it to surround a vampire. The real guts of the story derived from years of being involved in RPGs, yes, the old pen and paper kind. It was hard when getting into the story. I found myself falling into worlds, places, races that had been used over and over again. I think that the main reason why I also was so reluctant to release this novel before I could add a touch of originality to it, Athalia was born and grew beyond anything I'd hoped for it. It allowed me to stretch my wings and free myself from the bond that held me in check for so long. So dramatic. I'm such a dramatic bitch. The Shelvan race was hardest for me. I wanted to be... This is actually, you know, let me just tell you right straight up. When I originally wrote this, I had thought about submitting it to Wizards of the Coast, so I based it on the Forgotten Realms and Dark Elves. So, when I decided to self-publish it and not submit it, which was probably stupid, I probably should just submit it and see what happened. It had the races and locations of a other place. So I had to go back and rewrite the whole book, cover to cover. Like, I had to read it and rewrite it all at the same time because I didn't want to miss anything. And I'm always worried that I'm going to go through here one day and read it and be like, no, why? Another thing about the story, the only thing in all of this, it probably takes place in, like, you know, this many pages out of the entire book. Like, not much. But it's a place I created, or kind of ripped off. I don't want to say ripped off, because it's not a rip-off. It's called Centerspoke, and it's the center of the multiverse. Or our multiverse. And so, it's a lot like Sigil, in the sense where Sigil is the center of the... And it's kind of the crossroads, too, where, like, travelers who are aware of other universes will sometimes travel between them. So that's the only thing in the whole story where I was like, ooh. And I had to rewrite. Originally, I wanted the halfling in the story to be a Kender. But it didn't work out that way. So I gave him, like, the tendencies of a Kender for a while. He's a thief. I mean, but he would never admit it. I really do want to read this to the camera. Or at least to get the audio for it. It's just funny, these journeys we go on, because, I mean, it's a hefty novel, like, and I have one, the next one is bigger than this, and then the third one I'm just writing, kind of, sort of. But it's one of those things where I did get feedback. Like, I sold this at the store to a lot of people that I work, the store that I work at. And one guy kept coming back, asking for the sequel. I was just like, well, it's got to be decent, I guess, if somebody feels that strongly about it. Either that or he was just being nice, I don't know. "2010. I should probably tell me to get off my ass. Athalia's most feared assassin has just been handed a contract that will change the rest of his life. Saren, the half-elven wizard of Ashtar Nalith, has rejected a request from the Ashelvan nation of Shadowvale to come speak with their council about a treaty claiming a peace to end the lifelong conflict between the two elven cities. War hovers on the horizon as three old friends reunite in the city of Porthos. Soon, their road to discovery will lead them directly into the middle of a prophecy that has been foretold for hundreds of generations. Morningstar is the first book in a series of stories surrounding the lives of Rook Cameron, gentle Minotaur warrior; Dirk Greenleaf, halfling scoundrel; Nayana Silverleaf, rogue elven mage; and Jalandra Cladius, deadly assassin. This special edition includes new cover art by the author, a new chapter, and a fully revised and updated version of the first book in the Jalandril series. Yeah. So this is technically the third release of this. I did an initial one, which I hated the art for. I actually have posters of it. And then the second one, which is probably a little bit better than this. And then this one, I don't know what the hell I was thinking of. I guess it's just the stages you go through when you write something, when you draw something. When you go back to fix it, you realize, this is the George Lucas thing I'm always talking about. I totally see eye to eye on why he went back and changed things the way he did. Now, do I agree with the changes he made? No. But I'll always stand by the fact that, like, when I create something, I always go back and do it again and do it again and do it again and make it better, when I should probably be moving on to new projects. But that's a tough thing. That's a tough hurdle to get over. Musically, you know, literaturely, look it up. It's terrible book. Don't buy that. Alright, have a good night. Terrible book.